if I didn't have this job, which I love, it's not a job, I enjoy what I do. I'm mostly in my speeches talking about sleep. If you look at my last 50 speeches, but since I was doing a conversation with you, I thought that we'll reserve it for my. First of all, thank you for making time and congrats on building a brand that is making impact and is helping people sleep better. Uh, if you had to describe the journey of your brand and business in your opening remarks, how would you do that?
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you take sleep very seriously, Dr. Batra. And I was also told you ask your team members have
I
you all
don't
slept.
bother anyone in the night. I never,
But
never.
I heard that you always ask your team, did you all get a good sleep last night? So I really appreciate there are people like you thinking about their colleagues in the same sense. So firstly, we started in the year 1963. I am part of the third generation in this business. Duroflex started from Kerala. We were originally a rubberized coil manufacturer, and our close association with consumers helped us to evolve us to what we are today. Today, we are a large mattress brand, primarily focused on orthopedic mattresses, and we're an omni brand with our own retail experience across the country.
Right. Just to focus a little bit on sleep, and then India is a sleep-deprived country. You know the numbers, uh, and with the mobile phone and with the constant, ever-on attitude that all of us have, and the lifestyles we have, do you think a mattress can fix the sleep? The sleep is in the mind.
Uh, sure, it's a very valid question. One is a mattress can be a comfort layer for you give you good sleep. And today there's far more technology to ensure that through a mattress. Some of things I can talk about in a forum like this is today we've built a lot of sleep trackers that can be inbuilt into a mattress, and thereby you can get your sleep score, your heart rate when you slept, how much good REM sleep you get. Those are the future of what we can do with sleep. Apart from that, if you have a bad mattress, definitely you can see in the person this person has not slept. And yeah, that's what a mattress can do. Of course, pillows also help. And also, when you spend 8 hours on one surface, it's important that you get the best support for your body. So beyond sleep, it's also about giving your back the right rest it needs and ensure you get a good recovery. So 8 hours of sleep is also a good recovery for your brain and your body. Hence, a mattress plays a big role there.
So as you said, you're the third generation. It's a business that existed for many decades. How do you reinvent a heritage brand in a digital first, D2C first environment? How did you do that?
So I joined the business about 15 years ago, and we were about celebrating our 50th year in business then. And we were a very small company, still very regional. And we asked ourselves, why did the company exist for 50 years then? And we went back and we realized there were three value systems the company lived by then, and we have to continue this for next coming years. So we believed integrity, innovation, and fairness is our core DNA. And you spoke about the bad infra in this country, and in this country, uh, like many other countries, you can get away with by breaching integrity. But we decided since the inception, we'll never breach this. We also believe we have to be fair to our consumers and to our team. We try not to exploit anyone in our system. And the most important pillar for us is our innovation. We are obsessed with what we can innovate in our products. We constantly innovate products, and that's one reason why we've been able to focus on D2C as a channel, in spite of being a legacy brick and mortar dealer-led business.
Uh, you make it sound very easy. It isn't easy because culture change in a company and the way you've grown a business takes a lifetime to kind of alter or change. Supply chain is a very important part of, because at the end of the day, the product matters. The communication is one part. What you say is one part, but the product is at the heart. You talked about the trackers that can be built, so on and so forth. Give us a sense. Today, consumers are also very careful about. They look at, like my children look at where the product is sourced from. It's no longer just something good. A lot of consumers are so well educated about the product. They go and search. They do, they're obsessed with certain aspects of sourcing. So give us a little bit about your supply chain agility and how helps you innovate and stay ahead.
Uh, I'll start with supply chain and then come to materials. Uh, so today we operate from over a 10 lakh square foot of warehouses and manufacturing plants. We produce close to 1 million mattresses a year, and along with the infra, we have a tech stack that gets this all integrated. We have a tech stack where we're able to generate demand, forecast demand. So it starts from how many walk-ins we have in our store, that's tracked through AI on the store's cameras. It goes back to our team planning marketing with what products we promote this season. Then it goes back to our warehouses, where how much we stock, where do we stock, which warehouse of the country stocks what mattresses. Finally, it goes to a warehouse management system and a fleet management system to ensure the product goes to the consumer, and it thereby gets a rating from the consumer. Hey, was my mattress delivered on time, in shape, in full? So it's a very integrated. Earlier, supply chain was seen as the large warehouses. Today, it's also about what tech stack empowers this large warehouses across the country. When it comes to materials, something we are very passionate about is also constantly looking at what material can make the product better. And we also have a responsibility that for future customers, when people ask, today it may not be relevant, but one day our consumers would ask us, hey, did you all do anything about the environment? So some programs we don't talk about it in our marketing, but we do in-house because there's nobody coming and giving an award saying, hey, maybe you all do, but nobody gives an award saying, hey, you all took care of the environment. So some things what we do is we have GRS certified PET bottle recycling programs where we've almost millions of PET bottles has been repurposed into yarns. It's glass here, but
we used to have lots of plastic bottles. We still have on the tables. We shouldn't have any plastic bottles. I don't know where it's to charge. No plastic bottle.
So yeah, that's some of the initiatives we do where we recycle PET bottles into.
By the way, we have an E4M Do Good Awards for social impact through marketing. So this year they've happened. But give us some fun facts about mattresses domain. How big is the market? For example, if you look at air conditioning, China is about 115 million, 120 million tons of air conditioning. India is at about 14 to 16 million, depending on what number you want to take. Definitely 14, not more than 16. And we are supposed to be 30 million by 2030. And so similarly, give us what's happening in the how big is the market? Where is it headed?
Our estimate is the market's about 16,000 crores is the estimate of the market.
And in terms of number of mattresses, because the pricing
very tough to compute that, but what's a fun fact is only 40% of that is with organized brands. Like most of you here, bulk of the industry is still very unorganized. And that's the opportunity for founders and startups and marketeers.
And are there people who sleep without air conditioning is such a, there is a place called Sri City. It's becoming a global manufacturing hub for air conditioning. Daikin has bought land there. The Daikin top executive had come. Blue Star has bought. And what is very important is all the Japanese, a lot of things go into the air conditioner. But all those OEMs have kind of built base. Similarly, and they tell us that, they were telling us that with the heat soaring, people are not able to deal with it. So air conditioning is only going to grow. Plus with the industrial activity growing. So India is going to be, imagine we are going to go from 14 million or 16, it's between somewhere to 30 million in 4 years. So we 100%. So that's why the air conditioning. So similarly, are there people who don't even use mattresses? How big is that
unfortunate. We've not calculated that because it's also an affordability problem. Also, there is also, in fact, a lot of Indians can't. It's just like any other industry. A lot of people can't afford a mattress in India. Some of our programs are linked to how do we repurpose mattress for this segment. And you'll be surprised, there are also very affluent people who don't value a mattress because they don't value sleep. That's also there. So two extremes are there. And those who take health very seriously are starting to take mattresses.
Yeah, because we never ask what mattress we have. We look at what watch we are wearing, what shoe we have, what are the brand of specs you have, jeans and all. But we never care about our.
Unfortunately, mattresses are hidden in the bedroom. In the bedroom, there's a bedsheet over there.
Unless until you have a problem with your back or something.
Then, yeah.
Then you are then you
Absolutely.
get into detail.
So the awareness, the industry or we are continue to do is to build awareness about your back health as well as sleep health. So that's the way we have to move ahead in this industry.
Okay. Also in this domain, in the last 7-8 years, there are new players that have come and built sizable businesses from zero.
Yeah.
Of course, the pie is growing as you talked about. But what have you learned from other players that you've incorporated? Though you're a pioneer in this domain and you do a lot of pioneering things, but what are the learnings from the environment that you've had?
So I'll start with what we learned or what we've seen. So in the last 15 years, we've seen many competition come into the space. So 15 years ago, who we saw as relevant competition do not even exist today. And what we've been able to do is to constantly get in touch with consumers and evolve and that's been our journey also. But like you rightfully said, when there is good competition, the industry gets better. So what's really happened in the last few years, maybe in the last 5 years in India and globally also, D2C as a channel has become very relevant to reach consumers directly. And thereby, people have been able to educate consumers better and educate with fun videos or with celebs or influencers. So one thing the industry has done well or new players have done well and we've also kept up with times is to how to use influencers. I'm glad E4M does a lot of work with influencers and that's something we've embraced in this journey on getting influencers more relevant. So it's nobody using just a trade network to sell the story, but also influencers to sell with credibility.
I will tell you a story. It's real. I'm trying to think of the brand you may know. I was in Tirupati about 5-6 years back. I went there 2 years back also. And I had not slept and, sleep. Like today, I overslept. The reason, Ankit, I didn't come is I woke up and I went to sleep again because I felt like that.
The weather's good.
The only thing I don't feel guilty about is oversleeping. If I don't work on a Sunday, I feel guilty. That's the kind of person I am. But the only thing I don't feel, because that means I'm nurturing my body and mind, I'm calmer. I went to Tirupati, we did the darshan. I don't know, my friend Praveen, who's an astrologer, was with me. And then we went to someone's home in Tirupati, he's developing a hotel. And I was too tired, I said, I want to sleep. I think at about 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. I went to sleep. I slept till 2-3 p.m. And it was just, I was very low on sleep in the night. Oh yeah, because what happened is I was in the guest house and this is the funniest story. My friend likes to tell this about me, but now I remembered the whole story. I'll tell you. I was in a guest house. Normally I stay in a hotel and the mattress, whatever it was not clean. So at 2 a.m. I was walking up and down in the room and I woke up my friend Praveen. And because I told him, don't wake me up before 4. We had to go for an early darshan. And he said, what happened to you? I said, there are bed bugs in this bed. So I had not slept well in the night. So I now remembered the brand. So I slept at this friend's home. He's building something called Devlok. He was building a Disneyland of Indian culture and religion. And he has a huge tract of land in Tirupati. And I was at his home and after the darshan and I slept. These were Hastings. I said, I slept like a baby, which I was tired. I sleep easily. But he said he's sending these mattresses to me, and I ended up asking him how much is these mattresses? He said 10 lakhs each. I said don't send that to me, and I had to really kind of, he kept following up for a week, and I said no, I'll buy it myself. It was relatively low amount. I would have happily taken it from you, but not this. So Hastings, right? It's a good brand. I just remembered the story.
Just to add to the story, I've got to brag about some of our story linked to this. So this hotel mattress not working is a very common for a lot of people who travel and work. And Virat Kohli, who's also a brand ambassador, during the World Cup, was in a hotel, and he said, "Hey, my mattress is not working." And this is before our endorsement really started. And he called his team and said, "Get me Duroflex mattress in my hotel room." And India won the match. He performed really well. And then when we started the association with him, we said, for all of his matches, wherever he plays, be it in US or Australia, we will replace with our mattresses. So yeah, so for World Cup, T20,
The
IPL,
only person who's in the room with Virat Kohli when he's alone is Duroflex.
it's us, yeah. So
not even Anushka
it is
Sharma.
a logistics challenge also in the US to deliver this mattress. So we do this for Virat Kohli. That's the hotel mattress story. But
I
talking
think
about
sleep, sleep can lead to so many disorders, lack of sleep. And, I keep my phone away. I keep talking about sleep. I think it's the most important. If you have to stay calm, if you have to be mindful, if you have to eat less, you have to take the right decision. Sleep is the most important. I can say about myself, like I slept a little more today, I know I'm very calm in my head,
So few tips for everyone is try to have an early meal. Of course, 7:30 you have your meal. When you're in the events business, that's impossible.
No, I carry my meal. I was supposed to have it now, but
Avoid coffee after 5 o'clock, and start your day with a stretch because you're sleeping for 8 hours. So these are good tips to have. And talking about Hastings, can anyone guess what the Hastings mattress is made of? Like, can anyone guess what it has?
Coconut.
No.
oh, I don't know.
Huh? No. We make, we do a lot of coconut, but Hastings is not coconut. We don't do coconut anymore. Unfortunately, times have changed. But
Sorry, Ankit, I'm not keeping to the script, so I'm being authentic.
no problem. This is more fun.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
can
I
anyone
have-
guess what Hastings has? It's not 10 lakh, by the way. It's 20 lakhs.
Yeah, I mean, I have 4 or 5 years back,
So it is made of horse hair.
Horse hair.
Horse hair. So that's the
Do
story.
you think
of
I
Hastings.
can put horse hair on my head? I don't need hair, but on a serious note, I didn't know that. Okay.
It's made of horse hair, rubberized horse hair. So how we started was in the Europe, they used to use small deviation again. They used to use horse hair filled mattresses that later became replaced with coir. And our founder happened to visit Germany in the 60s, and they replaced horsehair with coir there. And we bought this technology with materials that went from India. We bought it back and said, "Hey, this is the Indian mattress."
Yeah,
That's our
I mean,
journey.
in a world where we care about animals, I have a dog, my daughter's dog, but she is now in 4th year of college, so it's hard, she's like a family member. Sydney, we have a golden retriever, and as a child I had a phobia of dogs, right? She's so lovely that I look forward to seeing her. And sometimes my children, when they're traveling, they call me. They don't ask me about how I am. They ask me how's Sydney. So I have to do a video call. So that's a very not good thing to have horse hair.
I think they also source this really well, but that's typically all luxury, right? It's crocodile skin, and so that's how luxury is. So I mean, I can't question what they do, how they do it, but it is horsehair.
It's hard.
The logo is also two horses. If you
Yeah, the logo is 2 horses. Now I remember, and the reason I remembered is because I slept well. So my processing.
it's
is
the
really
horses.
okay. Yes. Now coming to the brand, you talked about influencers, marketing. How important marketing, branding is to be able to build a brand and create growth. Marketing is about growth. And I talked about the fact that D2C is a lot about performance. But if you really want to build a durable business, then you have to do a bit of both performance and branding. What do you have to say?
So when it comes to performance marketing, I think all of you all know it can be very tempting to go on spending on performance marketing. And you'll realize that once the tap stops, your business also starts to slow down. So that's, as most of you are
Yes,
probably,
absolutely,
but
we know that.
I think the importance is how do you make sure, even in performance marketing, there is an element of brand, and how do you communicate the brand through it. I'm no expert, but the discipline is definitely to build the journey of brand along with performance marketing, and not to get into this trap of maybe spending just on performance marketing. You have to balance it out. Finally, it's the art of balancing. Like any business, you can't just rely on performance marketing alone. But the most important thing is to get your consumers to be your brand ambassadors. And that opportunity is there with D2C today. You can get a live survey done. You can get live consumer feedback. So that's the opportunity, and I think that's the step, and that's the success many of your brands who've come for the summit have been constantly talking about.
Yeah. Jacob, just to ask you, we are on the cusp of a festive season, and I was talking to a media owner in the morning, and she was asking me, she was reading a report by Geo about the festive sentiment, and it predicts that the spending, in spite of the gaming brands going away, will be huge. How are you looking at the festive season from your business?
So I can speak of what's coming up for us in the next few months, or next month, or this day after tomorrow. Day after
5th September is a Teacher's Day.
it's also Onam in Kerala.
It's also on. Okay.
So yeah,
It's
so
also two very close friends' birthdays.
what we realized is for Onam, we've realized along with our campaigns, we send influencers to different stores to talk about the store and invite them to the store. So that's a big difference from conventional ads that say buy during Onam, so much discount. Apart from that, give an emotional touch by inviting celebrities and inviting influencers, not celebrities, influencers, and make it personalized. That's the big change we've done. We used a lot of influencers to visit stores and to power this. The other thing we've done is we tend to do something very creative. We try to got one of our brand ambassador celebrities to give a customized Onam or a personalized Onam wish to every consumer. So again, we're using AI for this,
Yeah, of course.
and we try to give a
In
person
Malayalam.
in Malayalam, yeah, and with the consumer's name, with the person who's giving it. So those are the trends that we're doing, apart from a conventional.
So purely from spends, if you'd spent 100 rupees last year, are you going to spend more, less? What I'm trying to see is a trend line.
So we are spending the same amount. What is the difference is we have to spend on the other platforms more than conventional. That's number one. The other one is we also have to spend on. It also coincides with the payday event, with the upcoming Amazon sale events. So we have to split our brand money across different other events also. That's the big difference. Like what you mentioned, festive season is coming up, but ahead of that, everyone in this room is probably planning for Amazon, Flipkart events more than festive events. That's the big difference. And that's probably bigger than some festive seasons.
And the beauty about e-commerce is, that what led to a sale, That's the beauty of a platform that can give you both, reach, but also enable sales. Uh, but let's focus on brand building. Television still has a role to play. Newspapers, look at the number of ads in newspapers. Today morning, it's humongous. Humongous, like 6 pages of ad before I got to in one newspaper right? So clearly mainstream media also has a role to play, whether it's television, whether it's newspapers. Uh, what is the kind of media mix that you are using? And since you are very well involved yourself, Jacob, in this, give us a sense of what you are thinking.
With your friend in media here, I'll try to answer this well. We're not spending a lot on television media, but we do spend on OTT and print. Print because we can drive we can drive footfall, and print can be engaging also. You can put a QR code, you can engage, and with OTT we get live trackers. But television is definitely changing, and we're not spending too much there. That's one.
So is it about the ROI, or because there are audiences still on television?
It is ROI also, but also in a very evolving consumer. We can't track the consumer. And with the other digital platforms, you can surely relate to it. You can able to track, see the performance, see who's viewed. So that's the big difference. Yeah. Though yeah, sometimes we get very tempted to advertise, and televisions become expensive also. And also for us, our consumers are spread, and we can't what do you call split consumers across. Pan India television is very expensive, and maybe if you want to do regional cuts, it's best to do a digital campaign or a print campaign.
My last question. Everyone talks about the influencer route to build brands or to create a certain amount of reach, right? But do you see a correlation between influencer activity and sales?
There is, of course, there is. But I think the most powerful thing, which I'm probably late to it, or I'm far behind, is a lot of founders have itself become influencers in a very strong way.
I think that's the wrong way. If you ask me,
Sure.
my personal view is it's a double-edged sword. Something happens to the founder or happens to his or her reputation. So it's a very risky strategy. It may work for a while, and I think most founders are doing it because they feel good, and the ones who are doing it have a lot of money without taking names they can spend. So this is their personal branding masquerading as business building.
But that's typically how
I know
US.
almost all the ones that do personally, right? So I don't think it may work in the short term, but it's a very risky strategy. So a founder can be a extra muscle, but I don't think it should be dependent on the founder. That's what I feel. Because if something happens to the founder, then
It's not necessarily they do a lot of social media. It's also maybe through LinkedIn. It's also maybe through
whatever, that at the end of the day, it's content and reach. So that's what I had to ask. We can take one or two questions from the audience if there are questions. If not, then I'll ask my last set and wrap it up and get into awards. Are there any questions for Jacob? Okay,
We can catch up later also.
One. This gentleman wants
Sure,
to ask
sure.
a question. A mic there, quickly. She was busy on her phone, huh? Most time I could watch. Yes. Are you Punjabi? From Delhi? Loud Punjabi from Delhi. Stereotype. इतनी देर में मोदी जी 3 कंट्री हो जाती हैं जितनी देर में आप माइक लाएंगे मैडम.
So when you were taking it from a legacy brand,
What's your name and what do you do?
Shishir, and I work with the FMCG company. So
Which one?
it's a small FMCG.
कोई बात नहीं यार, बड़ी हो जाएगी. 200 लोग तो यहाँ सुन लेंगे यार. उसमें से 20 लोगों ने खरीद लिया तो नाम बोलो प्रोडक्ट
Lego,
का.
Lego.
And what does it do?
So we are into various things, including toys. Yeah.
Lego.
Yeah.
छोटी सी कंपनी है. ठीक है, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं.
Acha, question, focus. So, when you were taking it from a legacy brand to the D2C for the first time, what were the challenges you faced?
Okay, I wasn't expecting that question. But number one was we are a huge network of dealers in our market. So it's not that we were always a big company. When we were doing this, we were still a very small company. So the number one challenge was we had a huge retail network of dealers and who were working really well, who were our brand ambassadors to consumers who walked there. Number one is to make sure we don't disrupt or with this, they also get benefited or they don't badmouth the brand and product because we're going to consumers directly. So we had to take this in phases. We could have done this much faster in retrospect, but the need that we to take this channel into confidence also, give them confidence that this is good, and also make sure they don't speak bad about the brand, and to bring price parity in all channels and product parity. Very often brands place another product for e-commerce, another product for a website, another product for trade. We try to avoid that. So it was a tough journey. We tried to bring all this parity. We tried to take our partners along with it, and we told them in the end our philosophy is also fairness. It's always through win-win. So we try to be fair to all our trade partners and channel partners as we were going up. I hope I answered that.
Thanks.
There's one more question, 3 more questions. Can we have the mics?
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Good evening, sir.
What's your name? Stand up.
Sir, I am Joydeep from Shriram Life.
Thank you.
So, good evening, Batra sir. So my question is, as Batra sir had said some time before, that sleep and how sleep is important for all of us. So just I wanted to ask you that as a brand, have you done a brand extension to wellness and wellness sessions for your customers, maybe making a club or doing some webinars online wherein you tell the benefits of wellness and how maybe it is linked to sleep and how it is actually for the betterment of the people's health. So do you have you done any kind of
Do a
brand
sleep marathon. Can you sleep for 20 hours? I definitely
But
participate in that.
there's a very interesting point to this. So in the initial days, in 2000, 16, 17, we partnered with Milan Soman to do this campaign where he said he was known for running barefoot marathons. You remember? And we partnered with him. Say, can you talk about the importance of sleep? And he said he did a funny campaign where he said he's going to run a marathon every day, and he created this curiosity. And it was a 7-hour marathon. He said, and it got some buzz.
Only guy who can beat him is Amir Khan. He's got married thrice. Nobody else
But
can.
that was one step we did. The other one is there's a famous sleep influencer or wellness influencer called Lou Coito. You must have heard of him. He talks about sleep
I
and health.
spent a day with him on 50.
Amazing person. So we
Tomorrow
do all this.
my podcast with him goes live. I'll send you.
Oh, wow. So our team does podcast with him to spread the awareness. We also do time to time other podcasts. Unfortunately, there's no large audience who want to come and listen to our podcast, but we try our best to ensure with many influencers
We
do
must
this.
talk because that's
It's a very
sleep and
important
well-being is my next domain where I'll do some stuff, and I have read every book, if I start following it, I'll look like you, but I'll get there. But it's a deep area of interest. Maybe we should together get Matthew Walker. He wrote that book called Why We Sleep.
So very interesting. Why Matthew Walker is like the hero in our office.
Yeah.
You'll see this person who looks like, if you remember an old show called Texas Walker, he also in our
I
company,
never thought about it.
like Chuck Norris. He looks a bit like Chuck Norris.
A
Right?
little
So-
bit. Now that you say, I can kind of.
So Matt Walker is a big role model in our office, and whenever anybody joins organization, we give that book to him. And
I have gifted a lot of that book.
so in our office, we are very interesting. I'm the only Jacob in our family. Rest everyone is Matthew. So when we give this book, they ask, "Hey, is this your grandfather?" We say no. but apart from that, we've also invested in and partnered with a neuroscience company to study sleep also. Of course, these are things way ahead of its time. These take a lot of money, and we sometimes we can't take it to consumers. We're still way ahead.
I have ideas for you. They've been brewing in my head for. In fact, in the podcast, Luke talks about a book. I gave it to him. It rhymes with his name. It's called Fluke. I've been talking about it. So I gifted a book called Fluke to Luke, but that's a real stuff. I'm not making it up. And I have to send him another book which I forgot after you took his name. And it's called Meditations for Mortals. So I'll send it to him. But I have lots of ideas on sleep. Trust me, it's been brewing in my head for 3-4 years, and we'll talk offline. There was a question from that lady there and lady here. Can you get the mics faster?
I have the mic.
Yes.
Can I go? Hi, I am Rutvika. I run a company called the Curl Co. We manufacture curly hair care products. This is also
I can't be your customer.
This is also a very funny fireside. Really enjoyed it. Mr. Jacob, I have a question for you. That do you also make a lot of regional language content when you go on your OTT and all of these? Because your brand is also for India 1, not so much for India 2 or India 3, if I'm not wrong. So is it predominantly English or a lot of
No,
languages?
it's not predominantly English. So we are from the company's also from the south. So traditionally also we had to constantly advertise in different languages. And though everyone speaks English, there is some regional or a Hindi blog or a YouTube channel we follow. Mostly food influencers or a car influencer. So we do a lot of regional content partnering with them. And today, if you try to do dubbing and all of that, consumers catch it and they say, they laugh at it, say this is not seeming right. But we do a lot of regional content. But again, sometimes it helps while you're starting up to focus on one region, tap that. And just like how you do Hindi plus English is English, there's also Tanglish and there is Manglish, all of that. So that works really well when you do regional languages. I hope that helped.
Yes, great, thank you.
This lady here.
Satish from Highlander Brand Studio. My question is, as a D2C brand, and we're also in this phase, right? We're in D2C and we're in marketplaces and we're in offline as well. So, and we see that when customers come to your store, they're always either researching online before they buy offline, or they look at offline and then they come and buy online. How are you able to track or rather make this work for you?
It's a very relevant question. I think it's most relevant when you're trying to do omni. One is to invest in a robust CRM system, where very often consumers today want to chat also. While they're on your website, they want quick answers. And One is in our CRM system, we capture the conversation they've had already. React to them really fast when they're chatting with us, or we have an AI bot to engage with them in the first few minutes while we get a CRM or a CX expert talking to them. So and in this, we've got to continue this conversation. So when they enter the store also, we let the consumer experience team tell them, hey, when you're visiting our store, I will give them this. And very often we also have, today I think, we also try to make our store team engage with the consumer versus a CX team centrally sitting. And all of us do this. It's not like it's only a CX team that does it. Everyone in the organization does these conversations. So a CRM team, and it's very seamlessly available where you can carry CRM conversation to your store team. And even after purchase, that's also important, where you have a team engaging with them with the same continuative conversation, saying, hey, you bought this mattress for this reason. Are you happy with this? Did it get delivered? You had raised some request of delivery by this. So you should complete the conversation. And a lot of good CRM tools are there to help you do this also. I hope I answered.
Yeah.
Hi, good evening. I'm Molly. I'm representing Rabbitat. One question for you, Mr.
What is
Joel.
that?
Rabbitat is a parenting and a kids organization. We are into lunch boxes, foodware and drinkware for kids, and also adult category. One question, since we are talking about D2C brands and influencers are in and they are very much relevant to our industries, how important is having a brand ambassador, A? B, when is the right time to have a brand ambassador? The question comes because we have been having a lot of discussions internally that when is the right time to have a big face represent the brand?
Is your product that what sticks to a table when kids eat?
One of them is, yes,
So I've
Pogo
actually
plate
have
and-
that product.
Oh,
So
great,
your
that's
influencers are doing good. So number
you.
one is that.
Thank
But I'm a new dad. So my wife and I, we constantly look for parent influencers when it comes to kids products. And there's no right or wrong answer. When do you have it? If your P&L allows for it, do invest in a brand ambassador. But it makes a difference when you want to take it to, when you have far more reach. It also depends on which journey of the funnel you want to improve. If it is at discovery and where you want to reach TAM, you would want a brand ambassador. If you want consideration, you would place an influencer. But fundamentally, look at your P&L also. You can't just have that over there. But what is important is if your brand objective is to increase TAM or bring people into the funnel, you will need to invest in a brand ambassador. And yeah, and in this parent space, there are many celebrities who've entered the space and done really well also. At least we hear they've done really well with it. But yeah, I use your product, by the way. That's why I related to the product.
One last question and I'll wrap it up. Yeah, the last question would be.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Saloni. I'm from Ithara AI. And because we work in the AI space, I was wondering if, like with smartwatches now, everybody is tracking their sleep. So is that a parameter which you would look at while, like kind of as a marketing perspective, that you can track your sleep and see that the product really, is a better one, like compared to your sleep patterns earlier? Like, is that something you're doing? Also, will that also bring in any customization or personalization to your product in the next 5 years, probably?
Thank you.
Nice
Very good
one.
question.
It's a very good question. So firstly, sleep trackers just change the awareness of this category. Since COVID to now, with sleep being considered the third most important pillar, not in chronology, but one of the three pillars of good health, sleep has become that.
The most important, it's not the third.
It's not third. I didn't mean any
Actually,
chronology.
number one pillar.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I would. So to your question, firstly, it's very interesting. We have a team of people sleeping through mattresses during office hours, seeing is your
Do you
heart.
have internships?
The only company where you can join and sleep during the day and get paid for it.
So-
Duroflex.
So yeah, so we actually have people doing this. So what we try and check is heart rate and blood pressure during this to see if the sleep is good. So it can, one day it would get there. A lot of so another program we do is we also partner with Indian Institute of Sports where athletes train. We give them mattresses and sleep trackers there. So these are Olympic athletes. So it's a program run by JSW. So we give them mattress and sleep trackers to give them a relationship between sleep, quality of sleep, and your performance while you're training. So these are some things we do. Again, it takes time to take it to the large consumer.
Absolutely.
But to your product question, so how we develop our mattress, again, the team that spends time on mattresses is a mattress that has 16,000 sensors. So we study different body profiles basis height, weight, and BMI. And basis that, we design mattresses with different zones. And finally, 2 years ago, we launched a mattress called Pneuma, where we got pneumatic air pressurized pumps, where you can give different feel to different parts of the body while you're sleeping.
Wow.
But it takes time to take it to consumers and say, hey, this product is displayed in our Delhi stores, one of our Delhi stores, maybe check it out.
Absolutely.
But it takes
Pneuma.
time. Pneuma, Neuma.
Okay.
And we also have,
And I have a very serious question. Is there a having hair or not having hair, does it have any impact on sleep? Because you are sleeping.
there is one difference. When you sleep with hair, you have to spend more time combing in the next day morning.
Oh, no wonder I have so much time in life. But give Mr. Jacob a big round of applause. I have enjoyed the conversation. Give him a bigger round of applause, yeah. And so many questions, so clearly he got something going in the room late in the evening. Thank you, Jacob. It's fun. And I have lots of ideas. Trust me. I am an ideas person. Lots of ideas. Okay.